Hello, dear UPSC aspirant. I am Akriti Kanchi, your mentor from Prep IAS, and I'm helping you to read newspaper effectively and in the most UPSC relevant manner that is possible, right? And that also in the smallest time possible, right? So newspaper is the best way to revise all the subjects like polity, economy, the concepts, which is very important from prelims and mains point of view, right? So let's start with the front page of 19th March, right? So first page, there is a small article on which there's going to be more elaborate discussion in coming days. So we'll cover in brief, right? So front page, Supreme Court to see if Lokpal has power over judges. Okay, so Lokpal is a body, it's a statutory body, and this comes under our syllabus of GS paper 2, statutory bodies, right? So bench of Supreme Court, along with senior most judges are now checking if judges of constitutional courts come within the jurisdiction of the country's top ombudsman. Ombudsman is Lokpal, right? Lokpal, as public functionaries, including Prime Minister, Union Ministers, MPs, and everybody is included there. So whether judges are included there or not, these judges are checking. Ideally, they should be included because they are also public servants. So right now, what happened recently? The Lokpal took a suo motu case initiated after the Lokpal assumed jurisdiction to investigate complaints against serving High Court judge, right? So High Court judges and they classified High Court judges as public servant who come within the ambit of the Lokpal and Lokayukt Act 2013 as ministers and government servants, right? So Lokpal is a statutory body under Lokpal and Lokayukt Act 2013. It has one chairman and 8 other persons, right? So 50% are supposed to be judiciary related members, judicial experienced members, judges, and the other 50% are also comes from other kind of experiences. 50% of the amongst the 8 members should be coming from SC, ST, OBC, and backward sections of the country, right? So you should know about Lokpal, very important for our prelims and mains. Let's move the next article. So we'll directly come to the editorial page. There's nothing much. Yesterday also in front page we covered about it, high base effect. So yesterday on front page we saw that our this trade deficit, the goods trade deficit was lowest in the 42 months, in the preceding 42 months. This comes under GS3 paper economy current account, in which there is exchange in goods and services, right? Goods, services, remittances. So our imports also fell and exports also fell. So why the goods trade deficit reduced? Because imports fell more than what exports fell, right? So imports fell by 10.9% and imports dropped by 16.3%. And that's why the goods trade deficit was shortened. Ideally, as a nation, if you want to develop and prosper, we should not have trade deficit. We should have trade surplus. We should export more and import less. But right now, that's not the state of our Indian economy, right? So there is a simultaneous decline in exports and imports, which is a concern. So there's a lot of reasons. One reason is a high base effect of previous February, which had leap year 29 days. So that's why more bigger data, right? The other thing is US protectionist regime, where they are going to charge tariffs or reciprocal tariffs on the other country. So this ambitious plan to boost $500 billion with USA with free trade agreement can be an issue, right? US is India's second largest trading partner with $118.3 billion, okay? And it is only amongst the top 5 trading partner amongst the India's top 5 trading partners countries, US is the only country with which India has a trade surplus. With the rest of the countries, India has trade deficit, okay? And China forms a big part of our trade deficit. 1/3 of the trade deficit that India is facing, that import is coming from China, right? So these are several things. And while imports from China have contributed to 1/3 of India's trade deficit for over 5 years, India's trade imbalance with the UK accounted for less than 3% of its total deficit last fiscal year. So India has to improve in this area. That's why we are working on Make in India and several schemes promoting the growth and development in this kind of research and development sector, right? Let's move to the next article. These articles were not important from UPSC relevant manner. That's why I ignored editorial and opinion page. This article is heralding new land reforms. Land reforms is an important topic in GS paper 3. Okay. So In Andhra Pradesh, they have introduced a series of land reforms to overhaul land administration in Andhra Pradesh. Like they are bringing new laws, amending existing ones, implementing policy changes, bringing administrative reforms, like and streamlining the management of land records and addressing land disputes. So these are the way they are trying to improve to protect property rights, ensure transparency, and make land governance more efficient. Land is a very important part, of our economy, and the taxes coming from there also helps, the government to raise good amount of revenue. Okay, let's go to the next article. There's an article about yeah. So Kerala's drug menace is widespread and escalating. This comes under GS Paper 1 society issues. So say there is sudden, how, what problems our population is facing or society is facing, that comes under GS Paper 1. Right. So there is a sudden surge in drug abuse in Kerala, sparking widespread concern. Kerala High Court warned of the poisonous fangs of drug mafia. The State Higher Education Department has launched Love a Thun campaign against substance abuse, and Chief Minister has urged new sub-inspectors to take a lead in combating the drug trade. Drug is a very bad thing for our economy, for our population in every which way, right? So there is an act for it, which is Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985. Okay, I'll repeat. Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances 1985 Act. You should mention it whenever something around drug abuse comes. Which are the states who are highly affected? Kerala is there, Punjab is there, Maharashtra is there, Tamil Nadu, and Uttar Pradesh. These are the states where there is alarming issues of drug abuse. Let's move to the next article. This article should just have a basic idea what is this issue of Balochistan, that Pakistan is mentioning. There's so many problems happening, conflicts and fights are happening there. So what is happening in Balochistan? This is concerned with GS2 India Pakistan relation, that is India and its neighboring countries relation. Okay, so Pakistan's domestic politics will define the trajectory of unrest in Balochistan. So the current insurgency in Balochistan is not first of its kind. It has always happened. So Balochistan is the westernmost, the state of Pakistan, right? So they have felt ignored throughout the history of Pakistan. So Pakistan government has attempted to portray that the discontent in Balochistan is nothing but just a consequence of power fight between the leaders. But actually Balochistan was subjected to political and socio-economic neglect by other leaders, other parts of the leaders of Pakistan. It has not received significant international support. It is not geographically contiguous to India. It is on the other side. It's on the border with Iran. Right? So India is not in position to provide material support to Baloch armed groups. Okay, let's move to the next article. Yeah, so this article is important a little bit. India takes 24th spot in free speech survey. Free speech comes under our fundamental rights. Article 19 comes in GS paper 2, Constitution, right? So a new global survey by Future of Free Speech, an independent US-based think tank, ranked India 24th out of 33 countries. Okay, you can use it as an intro. And on the question of support of free speech, who in the world supports free speech? Okay, so overall in the world there has been decline in free speech in all the countries. Okay, that is the issue. And biggest drop is there in democratic nations like United States, Japan, and Israel, right? So which country topped? Scandinavian country topped, with Norway and Denmark finishing at the apex at the Future of Free Speech Index. Indonesia, Malaysia, and Pakistan showed biggest improvements, but they were on the lower rankings only. Okay, Hungary and Venezuela are authoritarian kind of countries who had good rating. So India with a score of 62.6 was placed between South Africa and Lebanon. Okay, so these are some data which you can use in mains related answers also, and you should know this Future of Free Speech. This can come in your prelims question. This Future of Free Speech report is brought by which organization? They can mention UN or World Economic Forum or any other economic, but this is a think tank based in US. Okay, that is, you are supposed to talk about it. Okay, let's move to the next article. So there is a Resina dialogue that is happening in India, which is an important international, international dialogues arena. America first doesn't mean America alone, says Tulsi Gabbard. This comes under GS paper 2. International relations comes under GS paper 2. Effect of politics of developed country affecting India's interests. So Donald Trump's commitment to principle of America first should not be misinterpreted as America alone, because if America will progress, as they are saying, other countries will progress with them too, and they are drawing parallels between President Trump's America first, PM Modi's India first, and New Zealand Prime Minister Luxon's New Zealand first. Okay, so these countries are working on the same lines. This is being said by this US Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, let's go to the next article. Pact signed for using Parliament data for AI model. So, IT Minister, Ashwini Vaishnav has said this comes under GS Paper 3, achievements of Indians in science and technology, and awareness in the field of IT, information technology. The Indian AI mission has signed a MOU with Parliament. Right, so India has a mission, India AI mission. They have signed a MOU with Parliament that they can take the data and can develop large language models based on it, right? So to create an indigenous AI model, which we don't have. OpenAI, US, several countries in US are having. China, this new, there's DigiSeek is happening, but India doesn't have it, right? So winning the AI marathon, India in the global AI race at the Raisina Dialogue, Ashwini Vaishnav, IT Minister, has said under India's AI mission, 14,000 graphics processing units have been made available at a common compute facility. Parliament data set will be a very good resource for training our model, and similarly, Doordarshan and All India Radio can also be used. He's saying it is important to have our own large language model that we don't have till now, and the government was working with industry to evaluate options with startups how to contribute to the journey of building LLM, large language models, for India. Like OpenAI had that open source at a point of time, but then they closed it, right? So we need to have something of our own. So let's move to the next article. Pak should vacate Indian territory under its illegal forcible occupation. This comes under GS Paper 2, again, India-Pakistan relation. So India, our Honorable Minister of External Affairs has said that Pakistan's active promotion and sponsorship of cross-border terrorism has been the biggest roadblock in the peace and security of the region, that is South Asian region. Okay, so Pakistan should vacate Indian territory under its illegal and forcible occupation. After the Second World War, the longest standing illegal occupation of a territory pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir. So Kashmir was part of India that Pakistan took in the, that war, right? Let's move to the next article. Last article of the day on the science page. Chandrayaan-3 data says water ice easier to find on moon than believed. Okay, so they can find water ice on moon. This comes under GS Paper 3, awareness in the field of space. Right, so water on the moon is vital source, right? So aside from drinking and sanitary needs of astronauts, scientists also need this information. So of astronauts, scientists are also working on using moon water as fuel for rocket launches from the natural satellites. Okay, so they will use water not just for drinking but also for rocket launches. So that they need to know how much water is there, and to understand how much water is there, they need to know what is the temperature of the moon, right? So knowledge of the temperature is required. Scientists also need this information to help astronauts withstand the moon's environment, right? So moon days are intensely hot while nights are frigidly cold. So temperature reaches minus 181 degrees Celsius at night, right? In morning it becomes quite warm. A large temperature difference observed between day and night means the lunar surface could harbor unique thermophysical properties. Okay, so scientists thought water ice existed in stable quantities only at the poles of the moon. Okay, the study shows that certain higher latitude locations may provide a similar environment as near the poles for water ice to accumulate in the shallow depth. So water ice can be there, water can be found there. So this is Shiv Shakti point. What is Shiv Shakti point? Where our this Vikram lander landed. Right, so this image captured shows the location of Shiv Shakti point where Vikram lander of Chandrayaan-3 mission descended. Okay, so that is what they're showing. This image collage shows the location of CHAST instrument on board the Vikram lander. The lander was photographed by the Pragyan rover. It can come in your prelims. Okay, what is the full form of CHAST? Chandra's Surface Thermophysical Experiment on board on the Vikram lander. So it is finding the temperature status of moon, right? So you should know about it. The spot is Shiv Shakti Point where Vikram landed. It is located in the moon's south pole region. This can come in the statements of prelims and you should know about it. The CHANS instrument is equipped with a thermal probe and that is why they are able to find the temperature of the moon, right? Which is important. This becomes an interesting finding as exploration of high latitude regions is less technically challenging than that of lunar poles, an important aspect for future in situ exploration and human activities on the moon. There will be several human activities in the moon in the future, and these data will be helpful in devising their new strategies. Okay, that's it for 19th March. Thank you.